He had everything: power, wealth, a kingdom, but he wanted her, his minister's wife. There was a lustful king, so cunning that whenever he saw a beautiful woman or girl in the town, he would use his power to possess her. Once, the king organized a grand celebration for his son's birthday, which was attended by all the townspeople. The king's most trusted minister also attended the celebration along with his wife. When the king saw the minister's wife, he couldn't take his eyes off her. The king had never seen such a beautiful woman before. The celebration ended, everyone returned home, but the king had lost his peace of mind. His mind kept returning to thoughts of the minister's wife. That night, the king couldn't sleep. He spent the entire night tossing and turning, plotting ways to make the minister's wife his own. At last, the king came up with a plan. As soon as morning came, he summoned the minister and handed him a letter, instructing him to deliver it to a faraway kingdom. The minister replied, "Very well, Your Majesty." He informed his wife at home and, unaware of the king's intentions, set off on his journey. For the eager king who desired the minister's wife, every moment felt like an eternity. Once he was certain the minister had left, the king perfumed himself, mounted his royal horse, and headed toward the minister's house. As the king arrived at the minister's home, his wife Kapala was drying her wet hair in the courtyard after bathing. As soon as she saw the king, she stood up and said, "Long live the king." The king raised his hand to acknowledge the minister's wife, Kapala. She asked, "What brings you here today, Your Majesty?" The king replied, "Nothing important. I was just passing by and thought to check on my loyal minister's household." Kapala respectfully seated the king and served him graciously, preparing delicious dishes for him. But the king wasn't there to eat. After nibbling a little, he expressed his intentions by praising her beauty. "I have never seen a woman as beautiful as you in my life." Kapala had already sensed the king's evil intentions. She was a wise and loyal woman who had realized the king had deliberately sent her husband away. Kapala said, "Your Majesty, may I ask something? A lion is the king of the jungle. Is it fitting for the king of the jungle to eat filth and act deceitfully? If the one meant to deliver justice turns unjust, where will the people go? Your Majesty, it is unbecoming of you to speak this way to your minister's wife." Hearing such wise and eye-opening words from minister's wife, Kapala, the king felt deeply ashamed of himself. He was now full of regret. Meanwhile, the minister had only gone a little distance when he realized that he had forgotten the letter the king gave him at home. He immediately turned his horse around and rode back home. When the minister reached home and saw the king's horse outside his house, the ground seemed to slip from under his feet. It didn't take him long to understand what was going on. He immediately assumed his wife was being intimate with the king, and that thought made his blood boil. Still, the minister swallowed the bitter pill and silently picked up the letter and left the house without saying a word or letting anyone see him. He delivered the letter to the place the king had instructed. The minister returned to the king, who rewarded him with many diamonds and jewels. The minister gave all those diamonds and jewels to his wife without keeping any for himself. His wife asked, "Where did all this come from?" The minister replied, "The king gave it as a gift, and I have dropped you at your parents' house." Time passed like this. The minister neither inquired about her nor went to bring her back. After many days, her brothers, tired of waiting, went to the minister and asked why he hadn't come to take their sister back. The minister replied, "I have fulfilled all my duties towards her. She is no longer my responsibility." Kapala's brothers then went to the king and complained about the minister. The king immediately summoned the minister. Kapala's brothers said, "Your Majesty, we entrusted him with a lush green garden full of fruits and flowers, with a well brimming with sweet water. But this man standing before you ruined our beautiful garden, ate all the fruits, and even spoiled the sweet water of the well." The king asked the minister, "Well, are they speaking the truth? Do you wish to say anything in your defense?" The minister replied, "Your Majesty, I returned the garden in even better condition than it was when they gave it to me." Hearing this, the king asked Kapala's brothers. They said, "Yes, Your Majesty, it's true the garden is perfectly safe. But Your Majesty, we want to know the reason why he returned the garden." The king asked the minister, and he replied, "Your Majesty, the reason for returning the garden is not jealousy or hatred. One day, when I came to the garden, I saw the paw prints of a lion. I feared that the lion might eat me too, so I stopped going to the garden out of that fear." The king listened to everyone carefully. He stood up from his throne and said, "Minister, go to your garden fearlessly, without worry. There is no doubt the lion went toward your garden, but he could neither harm the garden, nor break a leaf, nor eat a single fruit. That lion stayed in your garden for a short while and then left disappointed." The king said, "By the Almighty, I have never seen a stronger wall around a garden than yours." After that, the minister went straight to his in-laws' house and brought his wife Kapala back. The entire matter was resolved without bringing shame to the minister's wife, and no one in the royal court could understand what had truly happened. For more stories like this, subscribe to the channel and stay connected. Thank you all from the bottom of my heart.